I will go through a little bit what we have been doing already. I heard already 25 years, okay? 我觉得还没过年 okay? 我们是24年 okay? All right, the first part, we have 24 years of stem cell research in Bionet, and I have listed first, the first milestone actually, okay, is about in 2006 when we received the first big project, funded project, and it was also the first clinical trial that we have been done. And that was a very important milestone, okay. Now, since 2006 until now, we have done many projects. And in total already 6 clinical trials. And now we have arrived, actually last year, early on, okay, we have established a new company, okay, Bionet Therapeutics, 那个讯联细胞制药公司 and we are focusing on the advancement now of even more than讯联 has done, even more advancement on stem cell application, clinical trial, product development, and not only, of course, also today's topic, the 外泌体那个 exosome development, okay. So our company is compliant already with the development plan of the government. Okay, we have already approved projects, and this one is a very important part. Okay, now my introducer already mentioned patents. Patents, of course, in a company is always a very important part, and over the years we have accumulated, I think, about over 25 patents, and now some are related to exosomes and secretome, and that is mostly skin care and hair and anti-inflammation properties of MSCs and application. Okay, so now Huang Jing Lao has already introduced mesenchymal stem cell signal through what comes out of it. So, like be a cytokine or be a exosome, and what is inside the exosome, of course. And this point is, we can now, instead of just transplanting a cell, we can produce now the signal that gives us the effect, produce it in vitro. And if we do this like this, okay, we can make a new product out of it, and we can leverage actually in completely different ways. Okay. You can see we can use what comes out, the secretome or the exosome for burn wound, for example, for wound healing. If you do not do for a clinical application, okay, we can do it only for intermediate, like a cosmetic surgery, which is not completely wound, just a little bit only, or we do it completely as a home care product, okay. Cosmetics, again, cosmetics come up, okay. Okay. So, and this is what we have done. All right. First, I would like to show you quickly, okay, what we have been studying. When we say, okay, mesenchymal stem cells are how they act. Okay, we have done inflammation. Anti-inflammation is one part very important in almost any kind of indication. And what we have done is just showing MSC, when we put cells together with activated lymphocytes, okay, we produce inflammation. And if you add MSCs together and have a cell-cell contact, the anti-inflammatory effect is very strong, okay? But what I want to prove is now, if we use the cells, but we put it in a transpel, we put them apart, and only the medium in between can signal as a signal transducing medium, okay? The cells don't see each other, okay? We can also get a reduction, okay? Now, why is the reduction maybe not so strong? That has all kinds of different reasons, but it is definitely there. So we can take the secretome now only, okay, and do the same kind of experiment and just add it with our activated lymphocyte, and we have a nice reduction of inflammation. Okay. Now, this is not enough for us. We want to have an application, and we did some clinical trial for autoimmune diseases, skin diseases, okay. One is rosacea, eczema, and psoriasis, and we can see very nicely over about a two months treatment. So this is daily application, twice, morning and evening, only topical, Yeah, this is not injection or anything like this. It's just basically as a cosmetic treatment, and we can have over 2 months a nice reduction in the symptoms. Okay, you can see here the graph for rosacea and this one for psoriasis. Okay. Now, if we want to go to more cosmetic the indication, okay, we also say, okay, do our secretome and the exosomes have any kind of other function? Yes. For example, we can use it in aging skin. Okay, 刚刚黄景老师也是 on this kind of direction, okay? And we want to see, we use thermal fibroblasts as an indicator, okay? And we add our secretome and we can see, we can proliferate the cells better. Okay? So it means we can make more cells. And the second one, we can also promote the collagen content. And collagen will be a very important part when we want to regenerate our skin. Okay? So we have this one. We can also see our gene expression if we do it. The thermal fibroblasts, when we stimulate them with a secretome, will express more genes related to skin regeneration, okay? So this is an in vitro study, and this one is an in vivo already data where you can say, okay, we use a daily application again, and we see how the wrinkles come out. We can see we have the texture that becomes better, the wrinkles become better, and the UV spots, they also become better. Here, just to show it, you can see the wrinkles over 30, it's 1 to 2 months, okay, will take time. So it's a slow process, but it's an effective process because it will last longer. Okay, and what we also did, we did some biopsies. You can see the epidermal layer before and after, and we can gain over this period about 11% of increase. So if we lose every 10 years, every 10 years we lose about 6% of the epidermal layer thickness, okay? So when we gain now in 2 months 11%, so it's calculating about 17 years become younger, okay? Oh, that's very nice. Okay. All right. Other topic, I jump now a little bit from topic to topic because we have done so many things, okay? And I have to cover it in 20 minutes. Okay, we did some old study. It's also an old study actually about hair, but hair is also one part we are very interested in. And this is a study we use mice. They will lose hair after about 20 months. And then we treat them with secretome. Okay, here at that point we call it secretome only, okay, and we can see our control group, they will continue losing hair, so they will lose it. But if we are using the secretome and condition these people, the mice on topical only, they will keep the hair for a much longer time, okay. So hair conditioning. Now, we did also some studies in vivo, of course. And this is now, this one, the top one is more, again, to show the anti-inflammation properties. Right? We have done a month's treatment, and you can see the dermatitis reduced significantly after this one, okay? And the lower part is actually the maintenance of the hair and the scalp itself, how it is, and the hair follicle condition that improve over a month's time. Okay. So, cosmetic product is not something new for us. We have done that now basically almost 11 years. Starting from wound healing research, going to cosmetic products. And now we have arrived at this point that we have received INCI name for our products, okay, from our actually raw material. 2 INCI names for us are one more step in the development. One is for the umbilical cord mesenchymal stem cells exosomes from pig, and the other one is from human. So both have already get the designation, and then we know the raw materials, they don't have any cytotoxicity or cause any irritation. They have an effect. Just show it before that what do you have, okay? And this cosmetic designation is now on the list internationally and also nationally, okay? And this allows us, of course, now to promote our products also abroad, okay? Because most distributors would like to have an INCI name. part, okay? So we have seen this kind of development on the cosmetic part. This focus mostly on consumer business, and then also we have a C or DMO. Now we already add an R into research, development, manufacturing, and so on. Okay, and we have a second arm that is the development of the clinical part, the medical products. Okay, going at this one. The cosmetic part is already produced all under PIX GMP. Cosmetic GMP. Okay. Okay, this one, and ISO 2271816. Okay, and now we're going, of course, for the medical applications, and we also have to go, if we want to have a clinical product, we have to go to PIX GMP. Okay, and here we are focusing on to implement all the regulatory requirements. We are setting our own high standard for analysis, QC, everything. And we also have to produce in larger scale. Okay? If you want to make a product, a laboratory scale is not enough. So we have to go everything in large scale. This also requires different equipment and different upgrades in software. Again, this will give us then the option to produce also for worldwide. Okay. Okay. Of course, we also do several different kind of indications. Okay, here I just list a few that we are doing. One is we use stem cells and exosome for chronic kidney disease in cats. Okay, you can see where it was going. I think also 刚刚那个张医师 already mentioned. Okay, it goes to this kind of direction that we can also maybe treat pets at some point. Okay, and the second one is ADSC. From pig, actually used on horse tendon and ligament injuries. And here we have already, can show you what happens actually. We can see immediate effect. The effect is already the swelling of the limb usually just reduced very quickly. Okay, and if you use a sonogram from the density of the tissue which has a lot of tears that go to a very nicely cover up of the tissue again. Okay, so within 2 weeks we can already see so many changes. Okay, happening. Okay, and the third one is, for example, ARDS treatment with a mesenchymal stem cell exosome. Here we are doing a phase 2 clinical trial with mesenchymal stem cells, and this is now a study that goes for exosomes. Okay, and I borrowed these few graphs from Huangjing Laoshi, okay, our cooperator together with Gao Chang. Yes, and just to mention actually, no matter how beautiful the result looks now, this is only the first step in many to improve the efficacy of exosomes. Okay, and you can just see what he did already is a ARDS model, and then he applied 2 times exosomes at 48 and 72 hours, and then we just see the total, just quickly the total injury score that when you have ARDS here and then a low exosome count and a high exosome count. Here you can see the tendency, okay, the more the better. But actually we do not want to have the more the better only, because the more the better, the more means the more costly, okay, so. But it goes this tendency, okay. Here are the histology part. You can see ARDS here and the high EVs. You can see already a nice difference, okay, only with this one treatment, okay. All right, another topic is eyes, okay. We are jumping from skin to hair to lung to wound. And now to eyes, okay? And eyes is also not something we have, eye treatment is not something we have just started, okay? Okay, our goal is to treat dry eye syndrome, okay? But 10 years ago, more than 10, 2007, I was so young then. We had the first trials that we did with Chang'an. We had a rabbit model for corneal burn, alkali burn of ice and then see what will happen, okay? And we can see already the healing progress with. This is done with cells, not with exosomes yet, okay? And this one is a study with Cincinnati University. And here is they produce a knockout mouse which contains no keratoconus. And keratoconus is very important for the vision in the eye, so we can see. So when you take out the keratoconus, it becomes diffuse. So when we do a light scattering, we have a very strong scattering of the light, and it's not good. Okay. It also happens that the thickness of the cornea becomes smaller. Okay. So now, then we use mesenchymal stem cell and inject it into the eye stroma. Okay. And what happens is first we can find keratoconus again. Okay. Now I leave it to you how to interpret this one exactly. Okay. Because the mice don't have keratoconus, so it can only come from mesenchymal stem cells, actually. And the second observation, of course, important is when we have a pre-treatment and after treatment, and you can see this is the control eye, this is the treated eye, then we not only have a lower light scattering, so it means the eye becomes more clear again, more transparent again, so that we can better see again. The cornea also increases in thickness. Okay, so we have two effects that we have, and this is only in a mouse model. So now, this is our basis that we want to do, and then we know, okay, mesenchymal stem cells work. So exosomes also work, right? We have already demonstrated that. Now everybody here talk about this one. So dry eye syndrome, okay? And with Lin Xiaoshou, he will talk more in detail, so I will keep it short here. We have started a dry eye mouse model, okay, and just shortly, okay, you can see that when we have induced the control, induction and after day 7, and then here the exosome treatment that we have angiogenesis forming, and if you do a fluorescein stain, you can also that the damage becomes smaller over 7 days, so it's very nice, okay. At the same time, has been done some biodistribution. Biodistribution, they have an eye, so it means we give the exosome a tag and then you see where they go after you drip them on the eye surface, okay? And what we can find them in the lens and we can find the surrounding areas, okay? This is wonderful. What we do not find is in any kind of other organ, which is also good because we don't want to find them in any organ. That will be because of regulation, okay? If everything leaking to everywhere else, then we say, oh, does it now affect the spleen or the heart or the liver and so on? Then I have a lot of questions. So this is to demonstrate just that the distribution is just local, okay? And local will be like this, okay? All right, yes, 2 more slides. Okay, now Huang Lao already talked about engineering. Zhang Jiaoshou yes, and we have done in-house also some modifications. I think exosome engineering will be coming up and must be, like I said, we cannot have only more and more exosomes to get the effect. No, we have to improve the exosome what we put inside to get a better effect out. So a better function, and we can also do it the same what Zhang Yi just said, okay? You add something and you get a function, right? Another function, maybe another one that you don't have. Maybe MSc don't have this function, but you add on another one. Okay, you can do it. And this will result, of course, in the cost reduction in the production, okay? So I just put a few indications. What we did in the laboratory is just we did some modification and on OA. And what we can see is we induce MAP strand with interleukin-1 beta, and then we add exosome to it. And we have a reduction. And if you do a modification, we have a further reduction. We do a second time, a different modification, we get even more. So we get a higher efficacy even with the same kind of exosome amount. So in the end, we may just reduce the exosome amount and have the modification. Okay. Here is just the growth curve. All right. Quickly, our current status, okay, we have 2 phase 2. One is ARDS phase 2, then we have with mesenchymal stem cells, we have a lung fibrosis soon starting, and we have then the chronic kidney disease that we're also in preclinical stage. This is now not the cat one, it's another one that we have another. And we have a chronic wound, we're also in preclinical stage, we're preparing for a clinical trial. And the one I mentioned for the dry eye, our Exotier product we would like to produce. So, and the last one is just what all we can do. We can help you produce cells, no matter which kind of cells, MSC or NK cells, immune cells. We can make it bigger, we can make exosomes, or we can do analysis and so on. So we have a whole range of CDMO options that you can have. We cooperate already in exosome with 6 different countries. The same with cells. So we are search for. Thank you very much. Okay.